All right, hello everybody. Welcome to the video to the match reaction of Real Madrid versus Levante. So yeah, as you guys know, I did predict like a 4-1 reaction, but we only got 2-1 really. We only got 2-1 out of this game. So let's get started. Levante did start off the game a little bit better. Obviously, they were the home team, so they kind of did have the advantage in that regard. They had the ball in the box, and then shot close to goal within like the first 5 minutes. It was a bit scary, but then in the ninth minute, you get the ball across to Lucas Vazquez from Luka Modric. Just Lucas Vazquez couldn't get to it for some reason or another. I'm not sure why. And then Real Madrid seemed to get more dominant. They seemed to get more into their stride. Vinicius was doing very good. I could almost name him my man of the match. The only thing is just his end product is still lacking. I think a lot of people are touching on that. They're still seeing that his end product is still lacking. And the thing that I'm seeing with Vinicius is he really does need to work that left foot a lot more. I'm seeing a lot of his, or not a lot, I should say, but quite a few maybe passes or sometimes where he could use his left foot and he just prefers to go with his right. And sometimes what happens is he scuffs his passes or his shots, and it doesn't come out exactly perfect than if he used his left foot, which would maybe result in a better pass or a better shot or things along those lines. So I think if he improves his left foot a lot more, then he can definitely improve his overall game. And sometimes he is predictable. He does kind of try to cut into his right foot a lot. But however, with that being said, Vinicius was fantastic today. I mean, at one point you saw him getting past three players. So he was surrounded by three players, and he gets basically past them by he nutmegs one of the players, so he basically gets past all three of them because he tries to go he tries to cut in vertically, and he nutmegs one of the players, so he's able to get out of that situation. He gets past Lucas Vazquez, and just a perfect play right there, and a perfect example of what Vinicius is able to do, and just his talent. So he is doing very good. And then you could see what Levante were trying to do at the beginning. It seems like Levante were trying to hit us on the break. They were trying to use Jose Luis Morales as an outlet to score the goals, and they were really looking for that ball over the top. But I thought Varane really did good in that first half. Very solid. Nacho too dealt with a few kind of balls over the top, and he did a very good job. But I think Varane was superb in that first half. Maybe in the second half he did give us a few more problems, Jose Luis Morales. I think Varane couldn't contain him as much in the second half, and hence the goal from Levante, And then in the 29th minute, you had a set piece from Levante, and Lucas fails to control the ball, and then it falls to one of the Levante players, and the Levante player, all he has to do is just put it in the back of the net, really, but he gets it high, and it just goes above the goal, and it doesn't result in a goal. So we got very lucky there. And then you got Levante, who hit the post in the 22nd minute, and Levante who hit the post in the 46th minute. So they did have quite a few chances. It really could have gone either way. But yeah, as I said, Vinicius was good. Defense dealt with Jose Luis Morales really good. And then in the 41st minute, you had the VAR that's used for the first time in this game. So what happens is, I guess they're still playing, or they're still both teams are still kind of actively playing, and then I think the referee just goes to his little microphone, or whatever you want to call it, his earphone piece, and then I guess he hears something, and then he consults with VAR, and I guess a penalty is given because the Levante player has his arm up, and the ball just goes straight into his hand or his arm, and I guess that's a penalty. And I could see why it's a penalty. I mean, the Levante player just goes like that with his arm to cover his face, and it's kind of an unnatural position. You can't be doing that in the penalty box. So I could understand why they gave that penalty. Then that penalty was converted by Karim Benzema to give us the 1-0 lead. So Real Madrid were doing good in that first half. I just thought that we wouldn't have any problems after that. But Levante were very good today, and we have to give them a lot of respect. And sometimes maybe that's why we can't underestimate the teams in La Liga. Teams are in La Liga for a reason, and Levante just showed us that even if they were in 12th place, they gave us so many problems, and and yeah, sometimes just being a novice to these new, how can I say it, to these kinds of leagues, and you think Real Madrid will dominate easily all these games, but that's not the case all the time. Maybe with Ronaldo it was a little bit easier, but now that we don't have Ronaldo, makes things a lot harder. Anywho, let's get back to this. So yeah, 42nd, there's the goal, and then at the 43rd minute, yeah, Levante got the post again. Pretty much what. So it was right after the goal was scored by Karim Benzema. The Levante team just splits our whole team apart. I mean, it was like vertical pass all the way through, and they split the whole team. And they got the pass. I think it was to Roger Marti or something like that, and he wasn't able to convert it. He hit the post, unfortunately. And yeah, it was crazy. I thought he would have scored. Courtois didn't even move. I mean, you could just see that it was pretty well hit. Just couldn't get the goal. So at the 46th minute, then you have Courtois, who made a good save. I think that was his only save of the. Well, he had a few saves, but that's the only good save that I saw from him that he really did good on. I feel like I gotta give him some credit. He really did good in that save. And then what else? Yeah, then you have the penalty at the 76th minute, I believe. So Casemiro goes down in the box, and then so what happens is one of the players, I think he tries to kick it out, but he kind of with his studs, he kind of goes over Casemiro's calf, and it kind of it kind of gets to him, and Casemiro goes down, and then the penalty was awarded. Now, is this a penalty or is this not a penalty? Now, and I don't want to say this too much. Maybe sometimes this is where I talk about maybe I don't want to talk about it too much, but anywho, so the Real Madrid got a penalty out of that, and it was converted by Gareth Bale to give Real Madrid the 2-1 lead, which made them ultimately win with that penalty. Now, was that a penalty or not? It was reviewed by VAR, and for me, I didn't see enough contact in it to be a penalty. You could see Casemiro go down. You could also see him when he's down. He's having a little smile. It's all like that David Luiz incident, like 5-6 years ago, where he goes down, he looks at the crowd, he smiles. Casemiro does the same thing, And for me, it just wasn't a penalty. It wasn't a penalty. I have to be objective. I am a Real Madrid fan, but I also am an objective football fan, and I definitely don't think it was a penalty. I wish we would have won in other ways than having to win like that. I really don't like winning like that. But anywho, Bale converted the penalty, and for maybe some of you guys that didn't see the game, Bale, when he celebrated, basically Lucas tried to celebrate with him, and what he did was just shrug it off. He went like that, and I mean, what a childish behavior, it's futile. I don't know why he has to do things like this. It's like a Ronaldo 2.0, I hate to say it. Ronaldo, when he was at Real Madrid, he had those kinds of little moments where he would pout and he would try to have things his own way, and it's just so annoying, and it just gives such a toxic environment to the dressing room and to everything. I mean, really, Gareth Bale doesn't need to do that, He's not that kind of... he doesn't need to be Ronaldo 2.0, He's his own person, and he doesn't... I know he's frustrated at his lack of minutes. He's frustrated at his situation at Real Madrid, and yeah, maybe he does want to play more, and I understand that, but he doesn't need to act it out in such a childish way. And I think Bale, and today, for me, I could see that Bale's ego is getting to him. He's kind of starting to think that he's bigger than the club. And yes, I've said in a few videos that I would want him to stay, admire his qualities and everything along those lines, but if you have a player that thinks of himself as someone who's bigger than other players, then you start having problems. And right now, with Lucas, Vinicius, and Benzema, who are performing really good and who are winning matches, then Bale needs to, just suck it up. He needs to be on the bench, work his way back in the bench when his opportunities arise, and take them. He doesn't need to kind of make a statement to his coach and try to do these little childish behaviors. And And for me, this kind of it reverberates not very good things. I guess you could say it's not very good. Like I said, it gives a toxic atmosphere to the dressing room. He doesn't need to do these things. So for me, if he's gonna continue doing that, then he needs to get out of the club. He's not. We don't need another Ronaldo. Yes, maybe Ronaldo. His behavior was justified by the amount of goals that he was able to do or to make for Real Madrid. But to be honest, I was never a Ronaldo fan, and even though I liked having Ronaldo on the team because he would make the game look easy, he would have that kind of behavior that I didn't like. I never liked. And Gareth Bale, it seems like he's starting to have that kind of behavior. Anyways, I'm gonna be addressing this in a future video, but I thought it was something to talk about and something that will definitely be talked about during this week. So after that, in the 87th or in the 84th minute, Nacho gets the red card, and then we're down to 10 men. And then in the 87th minute, you have a Courtois mistake. So we got lucky there. I think one of the players, one of the Real Madrid players, were fouled. So no hard feelings. But Courtois basically he goes to get the ball. What happens? Spills the beans. That's what I've said about him, and he's gonna keep doing it, and that's why we need to put Navas in the first team. I don't know what Solari is not seeing from Navas that's not convincing him, or what he's seen from Courtois that's kind of giving him a place in the first team, but really Courtois shouldn't be in the first team. You can see he's still making those mistakes. Yes, I have to give him credit for that 46-minute save versus Levante, but really, if he's gonna make these kinds of mistakes. That could have very easily been 2-2. We got lucky. We had defenders behind Courtois who was able to save the ball, but if we didn't, it could have been 2-2 very easily. If there was no foul, that could have been 2-2. Courtois is just not a safe pair of hands for right now, and I hate to say it again and again and again, but it's hard for me to back him when he's doing these kinds of mistakes at the top level. So that's all I have to say for today, for this match reaction. Hopefully, I can give my player ratings. I would have to give my man of the match to, Vinicius. I thought was really, really good. Lucas Vazquez I thought was really good. Maybe up to the 60th minute. After that, he did look tired. He looked lackluster. It didn't really work out for him. Varane was very, very good. Let me just do a player ratings really quick. I'd have to give Courtois probably a 6. He didn't have too much to do, but he did have that save in the 46th minute. I think that he did really well. However, like I said, I'm still seeing those mistakes. He's not convincing me quite enough. Then you have Carvajal, who did pretty good. He started out the game kind of he looked tired a bit, but once he got settled, he did really good. I would have to give him an 8 out of 10. I thought he did really good. Then you have Varane. Varane, I thought did great. The only thing he did make a pass to Courtois, and it almost led to a mistake for us. But I have to say, overall, he did a solid 9. I have to give him 9. Nacho, he got the red card. He got sent off. Overall, he did good. I would have to say, I give him an 8 over 10. I thought he did really good. Reguilon, we didn't see him too much in the game. I thought I'll give him 7 out of 10. I thought he did really good, especially versus Simon Moses. I forgot his name, but I thought he did really good. Then you have Cruz, who probably I didn't see anything wrong from him, so I give him an 8. Modric was really good. I'd have to give him a 9. He was very, very good. He made things happen. He was yes, maybe some of his passes were off, but overall he just made things happen. And Casemiro, who was very, very good today, actually, I'd have to give him a 9. He was very, very good. And then you have Vinicius, who very good, like I said, probably my man of the match, 9 over 10 for sure. Benzema, very good also, 8 over 10. And Lucas Vazquez, I'd have to give him a 7 just because of that last 30 minutes where he was kind of dismal. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.